So welcome to the Sit Down with Steve and Tedder. Thank you very much for joining us today. And today is joined by two amazing young gentlemen, Richard and Fred.
Exactly.
Fred, come on! Yes, man.
Yes.
Welcome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to finally speak to you both. Wow.
Yeah, we're both here together. It's amazing.
So how's things been going? I mean, gosh, if I look at you guys, you've been around making music since before I was born, and you still look younger than me.
Yeah, I know. I think we're
That is Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah, that is just luck, man. That is just luck.
Well, the lockdown is tedious. I mean, we've lost, like most musicians, we've lost all our work this year.
Yep.
Fortunately, because we write, we have a pipeline. We have money coming through, kind of thing.
Okay.
So we're okay, touch wood. But for a lot of musicians who don't write, this period is an absolute disaster. And we spoke to our tech guy the other day, and his club, he runs a club about 60 miles south of here. That's been closed since March, and he's now looking for a job as a driver.
Yeah, I think the destruction to the industry. I was listening to a speech by Harvey Goldsmith, who's a really, obviously world famous promoter. And this year, the live music industry, just in the UK, has lost 4.5 billion. There's 26,000 jobs gone. They expect about another 65,000 gone by Christmas. And it was the independent music venue association. I think there's some of that. They expect to lose 80% of venues. So the attack on the arts, live music, live events, everything. Not just that, but also stand-up comedy, theatre, conferences, churches, anything that resembles a gathering where people may get inspired by one another is being attacked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is, and there's a lot of debate about what this is, but to me, this feels like the Great Reset, which the World Economic Forum have been promising for many years, and this feels a lot like it. And the architect of the Great Reset is a guy called Klaus Schwab, and he was busy having a one.
He needs to lose some weight.
Yeah, but he was busy having a one-to-one meeting with Merkel the other day. So I think they've got their fingerprints all over this somehow. How it, I don't know any more than anyone else in terms of how it's going to pan out.
So only time will tell what this is all about.
Sorry.
I said only time will tell what this is all about, because to be honest with you, a few years ago, I had swine flu, and that was way worse than what we're going through now, and they never shut up the whole world for that.
No.
Well, we've had one of the things that really irritates me is we've had this whole support the NHS, clap for the NHS, doctors and medics are all heroes, blah, blah, blah. But they've been heroes ever since the NHS started.
Exactly.
They're not just heroes right now. They have been heroes from the beginning. We should be clapping these people since 1945.
We could just try paying them better.
We could just try paying them better. Yeah, exactly.
Well, instead of and what they did in the UK was, when I was there a few years ago, they were closing hospitals instead of opening them. So now they want to clap for them. Exactly. That's like a contradiction on its own, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the Tory party in particular have been really aggressive in terms of what. Not winding down, but scaling down the NHS and making resources more difficult, outsourcing stuff. So, and they did the same with the police force. And it's bizarre now. They need coppers on the street. They don't have them. They need hospitals. They don't have them.
I know.
The stupidity of these people is breathtaking. Yeah.
I know. So have you done any online shows, or have you just given that a miss?
No, we've been offered them, but to be honest, I think they look like crap, most of them.
Yeah.
And I think the connectivity is a real issue. We did a TV show. There's a new TV show called This Is Now.
That was then.
Yeah, that was then. This Is Now, and it's put together by Mike Stock from Stock Aitken Waterman. Mike Reed is also involved, and they've got the roster they've got for the TV show is fantastic. So we did that. We've just had a #1 over here with the last EP with a song called Tide.
Wow.
That was number 1 on the Heritage chart. And we've got a new EP coming out just this side of Christmas.
Which is even better.
Which, yeah, so we're just
Is it a Christmas song? No.
Yeah,
If I don't say it, nobody else
yeah,
can.
exactly right, man. So we're just sorting stuff out, really, and just trying to use it. I hate what's going on, but you can't sit around and just accept it. So you have to try and manipulate the situation to your advantage.
So is it a Christmas album or Christmas EP that's coming out, or is it a?
It's an EP that'll be. The lead track will be released before Christmas. No, it's not a Christmas-based thing at all. No. Okay. I think we have enough of those already. And the lead single is called "We're All Criminals," and it's about what's going on. So we're just finishing the video literally as we speak. Hopefully, the video will be done today or tomorrow.
Nice.
And then we'll schedule a release date and start doing a little bit of promo.
Yeah, we think that track might come out before Christmas.
Okay.
And then we may have a discussion about whether the other 2 tracks come out before Christmas or after.
Yeah.
Upbeat or slow beat or love song vibe, kind of what kind of music?
I suppose We're All Criminals. The closest you'd say is Deeply Dippy.
The verse has got the same kind of...
Yeah, it's got like jumps on the acoustic, like 4 don't sort of, but it's very good. So it's got that sort of thing, but the chorus is a much more sing-along chorus than Deeply Dippy. It's much more group vocal, and it has a message different to Deeply Dippy. But in terms of musical style, it's a little bit like that. Live drums, live bass, Richard played. I played all the guitars. John Howes played drums. So it's a lot in that area. Yeah.
I mean, we initially wrote it when we got fed up with all the cameras and stuff over here. The UK is now as watched, I think, as North Korea in terms of cameras. It's just it's extraordinary. Really? So we originally wrote it about the continual surveillance that goes on in the UK, and then this whole coronavirus thing happened, and the trashing of civil liberties and freedoms and privacy that's come with it. We decided to broaden the song's meaning, if you like, to include that. And that's what drove us to finish this track, because we felt really strongly about the degree to which our government in particular has just shown absolutely no respect and no concern for rights and privileges that have been won by people generations before us who have laid down their lives for this stuff, and we're just handing it over. So we want to
thank goodness they haven't banned "Don't Talk, Just Kiss" just yet, because you never know. I mean,
exactly.
That is it.
Well, they wanted to rename it "Don't Talk, Just Don't Exchange Bodily Duty," I think. But it doesn't scan quite as well,
Yeah. Well, don't talk, just wear a mask. I don't know.
Well, I was talking to a lady today, and she went to a pizza house and for a kid's birthday party, and they had to use the upstairs room because they wouldn't allow singing in the main restaurant.
Oh no.
Yeah, a children's birthday party.
God.
Oh my goodness.
She said, fortunately, the manager.
How backward are we going? We're going really backward, aren't we?
Well, it's what's happening. The trouble is that even if, let's supposing just for the sake of argument, that this whole situation resolves itself at some point, there will still be millions and millions of people who will forever now be frightened, rigid about going to the theatre, a gig, anything. And so,
because we've been scared, we've been brainwashed.
Yes. Our government has done absolutely nothing to reassure people at all. It's just fear and control the whole time. And the Toby Young, who is a writer over here and commentator, and he's right. He said it's 24-hour death porn.
It is, yeah.
That's what it is. That's all we're getting fed. So I don't believe any of it, and I think Guy Fawkes had the right idea.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too.
I'm not alone in thinking that.
I'm half British, so I've got a British passport, so I must be careful. They might take it away from me.
Tread carefully.
Tread carefully, yes, exactly.
So now talking about music and making music, so you've used this time to make some new music then?
Yep. Yeah, we started. The first lockdown started on March 23rd, I think it was. Yeah. So we just started doing some writing obviously all shows are gone. So and we had a couple of commercials on the go as well. So that all went. So we just decided to use the time to write. So we wrote the last EP that did well. We're sort of taken. I don't know why, but we just seem to be a little bit more on it than we have been recently, and the new stuff is produced better than we normally produce, and just sounds the sounds of the drums we've got on the tracks, and the general. How can I hate the expression, but it's called a sonic landscape. Which is pretty horrible.
Sonic landscape is really happening, man.
It's a pretty horrible expression, I have to admit, but it does describe what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And we seem to have done a good job of it on this EP. So it's a three track EP, and we're very happy with the video. The video is very quirky and with a cool message. So that should be up and running. I would think that'll be live in about 10 to 14 days. But we've got to speak to our PR people and just go through the schedule and the release schedule.
Yeah. I think in a way.
What I do think should happen right now is You're My Mate and Stand Up for the Champion should be re-released, because I think those are songs we need to hear at the moment, man. We need some motivation in our lives right now.
Yes, I know that is true. I mean, Stand Up would be, we'd have to re-lyric it, I think.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, they're both good songs. I mean, the trouble with all that stuff is that is re-releasing stuff. You can come unstuck with. We can re-record it, and it maybe it's a thought. Certainly. I mean, this is going to go on and on. The situation we're in now is going to roll out all through next year. So there's talk of us putting the EPs together and doing an album bundle for next summer. So so then maybe You're My Mate and Stand Up would
certainly
be.
Stand Up. I can hear that.
Stand Up would be an interesting.
Yeah. But South Africa loves those songs. I think the Springboks used one of them, and SuperSport used the other one.
That's right.
Yeah, but both songs were very big in South Africa. Then they had a dance competition for Stand Up, I think it was, and that was great. Seeing all the kids dance.
We used some clips in the video.
Yeah, seeing all the videos was amazing, just amazing.
And also, some of these kids can dance to music that I didn't think you could actually dance to.
No, that should make the music. They make the music sound sexier than it is.
They make the music sound. They look fantastic.
Yeah, they were fantastic. Yeah.
I remember seeing you guys. Gosh, it was many moons ago, out in Dockside in Cape Town. That was easily about almost 20 years ago.
Oh. Yeah, we were in Cape Town 2022, wasn't it? I think. 2022. Idiot. 2002. Sorry.
Coming then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think 2002 or 2003 we were in Cape Town. We were doing some stuff for the Nelson Mandela charity called Hunger First, and we coordinated working with that. We're doing some shows.
I think that was you. It was the Human League. It was Danny Minogue.
That's it.
I think it was. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And we did some talk shows, and one of the lady presenters, she could do that sound with her voice, with the clicking. The clicking.
Oh yes.
And she spoke to us. But that was in her tone, if you like, and it was really good. It's an amazing, beautiful sound.
The other thing that happened on that trip, which was incredible, we didn't record it, was we went to Soweto, and a lot of the guys the people came out with drums and all that kind of stuff, and they did a version of I'm Too Sexy.
Oh wow!
In an African kind of style, and it was really cool. And we didn't record it.
Yeah,
we should have filmed it. I don't know why we didn't.
It was
technology wasn't that good back then.
Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? There was no camera phones, and we would have had to rely on carrying a cine camera thing, whatever you call it.
Yeah. We had a good time over there.
It was great.
It was great. Really good. Yeah.
I'm Too Sexy was that came out when?
91 in the UK, and then rolled out internationally, sort of end of 91 into 92.
Yeah.
Was that your kind of breakout hit?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. No one would sign it, so it was released. It was released. They wouldn't touch it. It was released unsigned. So when we were number one in America, we actually weren't signed.
We weren't signed.
Gosh.
It's true. Yeah. What happened was that the record broke, and we had a letter of intent with this independent label. Well, they weren't independent label. They're just a label had been set up to furnish this one record. And so we refused to sign a record deal because we weren't, they weren't a record company. So they did a letter of intent, and they honoured it and we honoured it. But it was weird because the more successful we became, the weaker their bargaining position became.
Oh yeah.
So that they kind of, it was a mix. It was a poison chalice for them, because on the one hand they had a band selling millions of records, on the other hand it was an expensive contract. So it was interesting thing.
Yeah.
But how did that song come about? And did you think that it would be the hit that it is today?
I think I think it would break. I think if it was the same video and the same song, I think it would break virally
Today.
Yeah. I think it would.
Yeah. Back in the day, I think all we wanted to do was hear it on radio.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted to do. We weren't in any way convinced. I don't think any musician that tells you they know what a hit is either is a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows. It's in the lap of the gods.
Yes.
So because I remember sitting in, I think it was Capital Radio, and we were going in for an interview, and all the records they played up until that point, and I just remember thinking, oh, it's not going to happen. This is just terrible. Our record's going to sound dreadful, because it was so raw, you know, and everybody else was coming up with this really serious dance stuff. And you can never tell, you know, you just...
No, you can't.
Yeah, you just can't, you can't tell.
That was a massive hit, but you're still performing it well. You were performing it to this day. Do you get bored of performing that song, or you still like it?
No, we play around with it quite a lot as well. I think the live version...
I like it.
Yeah, live version is almost 7 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just do it really slowly.
Yeah.
I'm too sexy for...
Goes on forever.
It's like, yeah, really long.
Go pick up your shirt.
Exactly, yeah. People go and have a drink at the bar. Yeah, we do it. What we do is we do this big chill out kind of deep house outro that goes all filtered. It goes very filtered. It goes very trippy, and the whole thing through using side chain and filters. We build the whole thing towards the end. So it sounds really great live.
I've never not wanted to sing it ever.
Okay.
Because if I'm in a bad mood, then it cheers me up.
Yeah.
And it just does. And when I'm singing, I'm thinking, how on earth do we get away with this? This is unbelievable. All those years, I just, I can't, it's a mystery to me. But I love it. I really enjoy doing it. Yeah.
And still now I think it's been featured in a few films as well, and it just keeps going. It just keeps reliving itself.
It was part of a massive Walmart commercial this year in America.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's the thing is, it's funny how people view the industry, because that one advert created more money than a top 5 album in the UK.
Wow!
Yeah,
wow!
One advert.
That's hectic.
And that's why bands like commercials, they like synchronizations, TV, particularly video games are great. Much better than having a hit single. Hit singles are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They're expensive to get there. You've got to promote it. It's very hit and miss, but if actually having someone call up and say, can we have that song for this movie or this ad campaign is fantastic.
We had a chat with Barry Gibb a few years ago, and he was talking about this whole thing with writing hits and all that. And he said it's a really schizophrenic thing, because what you want to do is write something really good, but when you do, you think, oh man, that is terrible. Now it's going to be a single, and I've got to promote it. So half of you wants everything to be rubbish, and half of you wants it to be good. It's a kind of schizophrenic thing, But what we do now, one of the good things, I think, it's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. And I think one of the things for us that's been good about the lockdown thing, this whole episode, is that because all the shows have been stopped, some of the writing we did before was driven by the audience, if you like.
Yeah, it was. It's reactive.
It's reactive. And since then, we tended to please ourselves more, and I think the music has benefited from that, because rhythmically it's more interesting, and we don't feel the need to be bombastic the whole time, So from that point of view, I think it's been actually really useful.
It has been useful.
So we've had, and as Fred says, we've had more time to. What we used to do is go into the studio and think, right, we've got to finish this song today. Now what we do a rough, bring it home, listen to it for a couple of days. And take your time. Yes, there's we don't have a label breathing down our necks.
Yeah.
You know, so we please ourselves, and we do stuff. And there's a song on the EP called the inner light of your inner light of love. Is that right? And it's a gospel type style thing, and I love it. But it's not the kind of thing you'd expect from us.
No.
But I love it. But I really, really love it. Yeah. So
I saw that you worked with Taylor Swift or wrote something for Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
It was a co-write.
she phoned us up. She said, "Look,
Taylor.
I'm a complete loss. Like, what do you want, Swifty?" We said, "What do you want?" And
She wouldn't stop ringing.
she wouldn't stop ringing. Honestly, she won't stop.
They contacted us through our lawyer, through our publisher, and basically they wrote a song that sounded a little bit too close for comfort to "I'm Too Sexy." So for them but after Blurred Lines and the whole Robin Thicke, Farrell court case, people have got incredibly nervous. And I know bands who are sitting in the studio when they're writing new songs, and they Shazam their new song to make sure it doesn't sound like something else.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're doing. So I think what may have happened, they may have Shazammed their song and "I'm Too Sexy" popped up, and they went, oops. So, but in all fairness to them,
They were very cool.
They were very cool. The percentages were fair, and they were very communicative, and they did a great job. The record broke all streaming records. It was #1 in 70 countries, and still shows up on our royalty.
That's awesome. Which song was "Look What You Made Me Do"? Or which song was it?
Yeah, look what you made me do. Yeah. And I think there's a really nice part of the song which is like a descending thing. I think through an A minor, but I think what caused them
It's the rhythm thing.
the concern is that I'm too sexy for my show. Look,
Whatever
look,
the-
look what you. Look what made me do. I can't even
Ooh,
do it now.
look what you made me do.
Anyway,
That's how
that was their concern, but they were, the thing is, artists like that could be quite aggressive and arrogant. They weren't. They were inclusive. We were kept in the loop the whole time.
Was it Tree Pain?
Yeah, we had a nice. Their PR lady was lovely, and so we've got no complaints at all.
No, lovely. We got sent a lovely bunch of flowers.
Big bunch of flowers. Also, Jack Antonoff was the other writer.
Yeah.
So there were actually 5 writers on that track.
Yeah.
And he's a talented guy.
Yeah.
But Richard, I was talking to you in recently, and you said that you do some care work at an old age home. Tell me about that. Does Fred also do it, or only you?
It's the only way he gets to see me.
Oh, are you the older? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good gag. It's a Sunday, and so I had Sunday lunch with this little lady called Grace, who lives in sheltered accommodation, not shelter, assisted living round the corner.
She's lovely.
And she's lovely. She's 81. She's from Liverpool. So I see her about once or twice a week. We just go out. We either go out and have a glass of wine, or we go out and have a meal.
Oh, nice.
I think that if you imagine being elderly, imagine being towards the end of your life. I think the worst thing is to feel that you've been forgotten.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is the worst
that's
thing.
true. That's
worse
true.
than illness, worse than anything. So, and I was talking to one of the other ladies who work there, and they said that the difference between her now and this Grace lady, and say a year or two ago, is immense. Because you get her out and you talk, and she's very switched on. There's no hint of Alzheimer's or dementia or anything like that. She's very switched on, and we natter away, and it's fun. She's lovely. She's been sleeping. It does make me laugh. She's been sleeping in a chair, right, for the last 10 years. Wow. Okay, just in this rough old funny old chair, right, in her flat. So I said, had you ever thought of a bed? So I spoke to one of the carers there, and they said, she's got a bed, but it's covered in newspapers and rubbish, So I said, well, look, let's just get a mattress on it, take everything off, put a mattress on it. Then they said, well, do you have any pillows? So I had a couple of spare pillows, so I gave them the pillows. And then they sent me some pictures of Grace on the bed, and she loves it. She loves it. It's like a brand new discovery. I don't have to sleep in the bed. So that's what I do, and I do it because we both discovered Grace, but because her hair is very like our mother's.
Yeah.
That's what triggered. I think with all charity work or whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
it has to make sense to you. I think
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It has to resonate in some way.
Her spirit is very much like her mum's.
Yeah, she's. Yeah.
And we met her at a local cafe. She used to come in every morning and have breakfast.
That's right.
When we did. So we started paying for her breakfast without her knowing. So every time she'd go to the counter, they'd say, "That's paid for." And after
She didn't know who did it.
and after about a year, she had done her process of elimination. I thought, it's those two blokes. And then we started chatting with her and stuff like that. And then because of her slight deterioration in health, she can't get to the cafe anymore. So Richard goes down to see her. I help out occasionally, but mostly it's Richard's gig, and it's great. And I saw her again about 3 weeks ago for lunch, and she's a sweetheart. She's just an old lady who gets lonely.
Yeah.
And there's millions of them all over Europe, all over the world.
And of course now, because of the cretinous insensitivity from Westminster, when they talk about lockdowns, they forget that for a lot of people, lockdown is a death sentence.
it is.
You know, some of these people in this home, this may well be their last Christmas.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. It's sad.
So I have absolutely no patience with these overpaid, panjandrum idiots who have no real concept of the people in the country that they are, supposed to represent. And ironically, we are the people that put them there.
Yeah, we are paying. We are paying.
You can't get your head around it.
We're paying the jail keepers.
Yeah, we are. We're paying the jail keepers.
Yeah. It's just bonkers.
Yeah, not for long.
Yeah.
Not for
Well,
long.
I hope to hear your new single. What is it called? Criminal? Something about criminal?
We're all criminals.
Okay.
We'll keep you in the loop as soon as it's up and live, and we'll get a link and the track to you.
And the other two songs as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing it and playing it.
Yes, yeah. Well, I've listened to them 2 or 3. Normally speaking, I never listen to our stuff because I can always hear holes in it. I never do. I could always say that should be better, that and whatever. These 3 songs, I've listened to them each 5 or 6 times, and I can't fault any one of them. Yeah. I'm really happy with them. And I don't know what anybody else is going to think, but I like them.
I look forward to hearing it. And on that note, Richard and Fred, thank you guys. Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
My pleasure.
We'll try and catch up with you once the music is out before the end of the year and have a chat about that. And I'll give you my feedback. I'll try and not be too harsh.
Be gentle.
Yeah, be gentle with me. Be gentle with me.
All right, man.
Yes. No, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Keep wearing your shirts. Nice to see you wearing your shirts today.
Yes, I'm an analog man.
He's an analog man.
All right, man.
I thought I'd have no shirts, but yeah, next time.
Hey.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
I'm joking.
I'll do the interview with no trousers.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Care.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.